Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers analysis and recap of their first loss of 2024. Pittsburgh falling to 3-1 after losing to the Indianapolis Colts 27-24 Week 4. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. Tough one in this game. Obviously, Pittsburgh expected to win, the favorites in this one, and flying back to Pittsburgh with the loss. And in typical Steelers fashion, you dig yourself a 17-0 hole, and you spend the second half trying to come back and just falling short. Felt like a playoff game for where Pittsburgh has been at for the last several seasons. Yeah, just too sloppy in this one. You turn the ball over twice, you can't run the ball, you allow Colts to be 8 of 15 on third down, can't get off the field in situations, the snap issue at the end. You don't deserve to win that game, and you don't win that game. That's what it comes down to in this one. I thought for Pittsburgh early on, defending the run, they had issues. They were trying to defend both Richardson and Taylor and had trouble. And once Richardson left with injury and did not return, and Joe Flacco got inserted into the lineup, it became easier to focus in on Taylor and slow him down. Still had a couple of decent runs. But it really was Flacco doing his thing in vintage 2013 or something, Baltimore Ravens fashion for Joe Flacco. I just thought Pittsburgh's zone defense was really ineffective in this game, whether it was Richardson or whether it was Flacco being able to pick it apart, receivers finding soft spots in zone coverage, and the Colts just have a really deep group of receivers, the deepest group that Pittsburgh has faced this season. And Pittsburgh got exposed. That's probably why they played more zone in this one and why the Colts had success. I mean, you had opportunities, though. Joey Porter Jr., tough game for him. First play of the game, Richardson taking a risky throw downfield. Porter chance to pick it. He can't. Turns into a 32-yard gain for Michael Pittman. Thought on first down, they went after Porter a lot and targeted Pittman a lot for some key first downs. They get maybe 3 catches, 20-plus yards or about there on first down in this game. Later in the first half, chance for Porter to pick off a pass in the end zone. He can't. Colts get a field goal instead. I think it was a field goal. They got points, is the point I'm trying to make here. Just a lot of missed opportunities there. Got a forced fumble. On the first play, Richardson was injured. You can't recover that one. I thought Patrick Queen was going to come away with it. He did not. The Colts keep possession of the football. Missed opportunities overall, but I thought the Colts had the best passing game plan and really carved up a zone-heavy Pittsburgh team, and Pittsburgh just frankly didn't get much pressure in this one. Watt really quiet. The Colts did a great job to take him away. Kudos to them. Got a bit of pressure, collapse in the pocket, but kind of felt that lack of a healthy rotation to get Herbig in as a fresh leg kind of a guy. Did have a pressure that led to a sack on the one play, but you kind of felt that in this game. Herbig himself getting hurt, missing some time, which strained things all the more. And then just final note here defensively, some of those just back-breaking third down conversions. I don't even know how many third and longs, 3rd and 6+ the Colts converted in the second half. There were, I think, 3 on the one drive. I think next drive they hit a 3rd and 6 to downs, short of the sticks. Jackson can't make the tackle. The touchdown they had to Drew Ogletree on 3rd and 10 from Pittsburgh's 15. Just blown coverage, guy over the middle free. Those chippers can be tough. That Ogletree was chipping Watt and then released kind of like Disley last week on a third down, a shorter conversion where you kind of lose sight of him because he's staying in the block, that initial off the snap there to get a piece of Watt and slow him down. But still, no excuse overall. Missed chances, too sloppy, soft zone, got you beat. Offensively, run game, tough again, similar to the Chargers game without the hard running at the end to break the dam. The dam stayed up, and of course Pittsburgh playing from behind didn't allow them to keep running the football all that often late. You don't come into this game without Jalen Moore, and you lose Patterson in the first half, and you're just short on bodies at that point. Najee not able to find holes. Holes really weren't there, but you saw Patterson show more burst and more downhill ability to average over 7 yards per carry before he left. So while the line, I'm sure, wasn't opening up much, Harris needed more out of him. Unfortunately, didn't get that, and he had one of the worst stat lines of his career. I think 13 carries for 19 yards. Did have a nice screen he took for a long play, but then caught that one on third down on that final drive, and clock kept running, and that can't happen in that situation there. It only stressed Pittsburgh all the more. So I know Pittsburgh ran for like a $120 in this game. Fields had 2 rushing scores, a lot of design quarterback stuff, some quarterback draws, him scrambling for those 2 touchdowns. That was great, but not enough of the design running back run game, not enough success there. Pittsburgh's mantra has been about being able to run the ball early and often and more efficiently and starting faster. That was the point that Arthur Smith made this week, and that certainly did not happen. So it's a young interior. You lose James Daniels with an ankle injury that sounds like it could be serious, and so you had a first-year guy at center, and Frazier, first-year guy at left guard, and McCormick, and a second-year guy who's not playing all that well in Spencer Anderson, and you just really couldn't get that push up front. So I'm hoping that Daniels will have avoided a serious injury, and hoping, and it looks like Isaac Seumalo will come back in week 5, which will be big for a bunch of reasons for his run blocking, but some veteran steadiness. Let's talk about some of the individual plays in this one quickly. The 4th down call, probably should have been a challenge on that 3rd down for Najee Harris. Looked like he got the 1st down, past the 40. Tomlin didn't. They go for it on 4th down out of shotgun. I get that, not everything's always going to be under center, but it's 4th and a half yard. Instead of this split back, let's pull the left guard, let's bring in McCollum, the 6 offensive linemen, to try to get you a half yard on this quarterback design run where Hayward and Harris really aren't blocking. They're almost more window dressing, eye candy. It's just line up and run quarterback sneak, get a half yard, get the 1st down. Let's not overcomplicate simple things. Tomlin talked about that in the past. Let's not make the simple complex. I thought on that play they just made the simple complex and got burnt for it. The bot snap at the end, man, I felt like Pittsburgh was going to at least get in field goal range for Boz. You get at the 40 of the Colts, you're in potential Boz range. So I felt good about where that drive was going. Didn't mind some of the run calls, slowing things down. They had plenty of time. Didn't need a ton of yards to get into field goal range. And yeah, Fields took blame for it. I don't know exactly, if he's covering and just kind of being a leader, and kudos to him if he is. But regardless of who's at fault, this stuff has happened far too often. You had snap issues in training camp and preseason. You've had 2 like this where Fields was not expecting the snap and the ball was snapped. I know the stress of playing on the road, young interior lineman, that's likely a cause of this, but it's not. It's only an explanation. It's not an excuse. It cannot happen. This wouldn't fly in 7th grade JV football right now with these snap issues. And you had the one where Frazier stepped on Fields' leg early in the game. That nearly was a disaster. Still was a negative play overall in the run game. You've had many of those under center. You've had now in the preseason and in regular season combined 3 of those unexpected, quote unquote, snaps. Pittsburgh's recovered them all somehow, but they've all, of course, been negative. And this one really, drew you back, put you in second and 22, and just kind of can't get out of that hole the rest of the way. So really just sloppy Steelers, and that stuff has to stop. I want that play on loop all week in the building. Just run it again and again until players are sick of seeing it, because it has to stop. I thought Fields overall played well. The sack he took and the fumble, that was, shades of Chicago in that one, trying to do too much, make the hero play. It's tough when you got free rushers, and the back probably should have stayed in. There's got to be a hot read. Don't know exactly what happened there, but trying to, just making a bad play worse is what Fields did, and that one can't happen. Pickens with his fumble, you turn the ball over there. Just costly stuff that takes you out of points range. And so again, just Pittsburgh is not an offense that can withstand 2 turnovers being -2 in the turnover battle. They literally never win that way. Not in this iteration, in this post-Ben era. So that just can't happen. Obviously, most teams can't win if they're -2, but Pittsburgh certainly lacks that firepower to do so. I thought Fields battled hard without a real consistent run game and being backed up. And first time we've seen him having to play from behind for basically the entire game. I thought he played well. And, again, you were in position there to tie things up at the end. So despite the mistakes, which must be cleaned up, of course, I'm still sticking with Fields as the starter, still not questioning, not sitting there and pondering about it. I'm feeling good about proceeding forward with Justin Fields. Just got to say, I don't think Arthur Smith called a great game. We'll go back to the tape and check it out. I think the run game lacked creativity that I was hoping for. Thought they kind of ran into a wall too often and didn't do enough to try to stress some of the eyes of the Colts defenders. And Mike Tomlin, I just didn't think coached this thing well. From the non-challenge on 3rd down to the 4th down call to challenging that one Colts reception, which was a clear catch. He's getting bad intel. I mean, I don't know the process there. I'm sure somebody's calling it down to him. But still, just bad decision, bad outcome overall, to holding that last timeout, to calling a timeout with like 6 minutes in the fourth quarter when the Colts were going for a field goal, to the team just coming out being flat in general, which you can often just kind of put on the head coach for this team not being strong out of the gate. Just not a good game for him overall. All right, wrapping things up, a lot more thoughts, but I want to keep this video as brief as possible, go through the tape, and check this one out again. It sucks to lose. Should have won this game. You feel bad about that, obviously, but you're 3-1, and this thing is not, we're not doomed here. Tough loss. That's going to happen in the NFL. Pittsburgh still showed some things late that were promising, still have confidence in Fields and in this defense, and a big bounce back opportunity back at home on Sunday night against the Cowboys. Pittsburgh, playing 3 or 4 on the road. It's not easy, not to excuse it. They win 2 or 3, though. They are 3-1, still top the AFC North, and so look to regroup, hopefully gain some health and go from there. So not gonna pack in the season here despite this tough loss. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys listening. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.